talking about the Vikings here. The Vikings.
Swing and a drive, left field. It's gone! It is gone! It is Bedlam at the bank!
The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball!
Podcast right here. You already know. Go fucking subscribe. Go follow.
You are now listening to the 302 Birds Phillies postgame show with Eric, Brendan, Dalt, and Ballpark Tommy. Proudly powered by TickPick. Check out the link in the bio for $10 off your first order today. Let's take it to the show.
I don't understand the mentality of this team the past couple series. They look absolutely dead. They look like they are playing with no heart. They look like they have just given up. And we're going to get into all this because I actually have topics tonight. Tonight's not just a rant show like the last two nights. But just, dude, I don't understand the mentality of this team. You've had two back-to-back very winnable games. I did not think that they were going to get swept this series. I thought they were going to maybe lose the series, especially after how you came off of the Guardian series and the Twins series. But like, just they just look like they've given up, and they're going on the West Coast, and we all know how that's going to end. They don't do well on the West Coast, so that could be a complete bloodbath as well. But what's up, everybody? Eric, also known as Shard, here at the 302 Birds post game show. I got some Discord friends on with me tonight. How you doing, fellas?
Oh, bro. What's up, man?
Doing good.
What do you guys think of this quote unquote slump that we're in right now?
I think they're not even fucking trying.
I don't either. I think that they're just out there to play. What do you think, Del?
I don't know, man. I think your guys are using your bullpen too much. That's a problem. No one's lasting more than 5 innings. Everyone's by the time my third or fourth inning, you guys are getting it's a right high scoring game, and you guys have to throw your bullpen, and it's just.
Dave's trading away half our bullpen anyway.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely an issue. I think personally, I don't think Dave handled the trade deadline as best as he could. You got rid of Sir Anthony, you got rid of Soto. Those are two guys that were kind of your middle relievers that you got rid of. Granted, Sir Anthony and Soto weren't the best pitchers in the bullpen. You brought in the guy from the White Sox, and I can't think of his names. I think his name is Banks. Yeah, Tanner Banks. He did pretty well today, actually. I believe he went out in the 7th or 8th inning. He only threw less than 10 pitches. And he kind of went off. And Carlos Estevez, he came in today too and went off. So I feel like personally they kind of did what they needed to do today and came in and did their job. But I still feel like you should have gotten at least maybe one more pitcher in the trade deadline. Austin Hayes, I mean, he's been going off these past 2 games. So I'm kind of excited to see what he's going to do coming up in the next couple weeks. But going into our first topic, the first thing I kind of want to talk about is Sanchez, dude. He just does not look like he has it tonight. He went out there, he pitched a couple. Looking at his stat line, I'm going to pull it up now. He went 5.2 innings pitched, let up 8 hits, 6 earned runs, 1 walk, 6 Ks, 1 home run to DJ LeMahieu for an ERA of 3.36. That DJ LeMahieu home run, I don't know. I thought it was kind of fan interference in a sense. The fan did reach out and grab it and pull it in. But like, I want to take a second to talk about DJ LeMahieu because this shit pisses me off. Before this game, literally, he was having a less than 200 batting average. You let him come into this game and he looks like an absolute god, dude. It was literally Phillies 5, DJ LeMahieu 6. He's the only person that's responsible for runs on this team. And just for Rob to pull Sanchez when he did with 2 outs at the, I believe the bottom of the 5th or bottom of the 6th or whatever it was. I don't agree with that. And then you bring in Luis Ortiz, who is not a major league pitcher. He looks like absolute dog shit. Lets up the run again to DJ LeMahieu and just leave one over the plate for a double, and it clears the bases. They could have probably, honestly, won the game if LeMahieu did not hit that 2-run double. So I don't understand what Rob thinks sometimes. I don't understand analytics that go through his head. I think it's absolute dog shit. But got another guest joining us, James. You might have seen him on the 302 Birds Instagram. What's going on, James?
What's going on?
What did you think of the game today, man?
I only saw some of it since I worked there, but I agree with you. Why did they I don't understand the logic of pulling Christopher Sanchez. Like, Rob Thompson, time after time, keeps making mistakes, and he's done it many times this year. He's done it. He earlier this season he didn't let the pitchers finish the game. He's made maybe like 20 something. He's made so many mistakes I can't even count. I lost track of how many mistakes he's made, and I know somehow, some way, this team has the best record by a very, very slim margin, or do we even have the best record anymore? Cleveland's right there with us. So I don't understand we had two games. There was 2 games there. Like today, we benched 4 of our players. Turner, Scott, Marsh, JT. You bench 4 of your players. And I think 1 or 2 of those guys pinched hit today. You bench all those players today, and then you expect to beat the Yankees? I know we almost beat the Yankees, but if I know some Yankees fans out there are saying that we probably still would have lost even if we put those 4 starters out. But you got to think about it this way: if we did, we could have possibly beat the Yankees today. But
yeah, and
we get swept by them, and here we are horsing around. We only have a 7-game lead over Atlanta now. Even the Mets are kind of trying to trickle back in there with over 2 months to go, and we're about 2 months to go, or less than 2 months to go, and then now you go on this 10-game road trip with an off day tomorrow, and now you got to play Seattle, who's pretty decent. The Dodgers, I know we swept the Dodgers, but the Dodgers are not as banged up as they were before, except Mookie Betts is not back. Kershaw and Gladstone is back, so we have to see how the pitching matchup set up from early next week in LA. I don't expect us to sweep them again in LA. I'd be very shocked if we do, the way we've been playing. I'd be happy with one or 2 wins out there. And then the Diamondbacks, a team we blew that 3-2 lead against last year, and I think we won 2 out of 3 against them. So, if you want to say, if you want to really think my honest opinion, I know on Facebook I posted earlier that I said I hope this team has a better August. But you want to know my honest opinion, and not to be negative, guys? I think this team's going 4-6 on this road trip.
Right, I'd see it.
I hate to say it because we play bad on the road, and we're playing against teams that are tough. We're going out west. If I had to pick one series we could possibly win, we struggled so many times against AL teams. If I had to pick one series we could possibly win, I'm going Arizona, even though it's a 4-game series. I'm going to Diamondbacks.
So my thing with Arizona is I could see us maybe winning that series, but they just got Josh Bell, and Josh Bell is another Phillies killer, similar to how Jazz Chisholm was for the Yankees. So I just don't really know how that Arizona series is going to go. But Mahomes, Stallone, do you guys have anything else you guys want to add about Sanchez?
I mean, they should have never put that one guy in. I forget how to say his last name.
Luis. Yeah, I don't think they should have put him in either. I think they should have let Sanchez finish out the inning. I think it's a confidence killer especially when you pull him in that kind of setting. Del, did you have anything you wanted to add about Sanchez? I think he's busy. I'm going to bring him back in a few minutes. But, yeah, I mean, I completely agree. So, Jason, we got a couple people from the Discord, man. So just trying to do couple different things for the post-game show. So,
and I know what's the name now. Dalton Good. I shared this thing with I invited people to like things on his Facebook and all. I know probably Dalton's busy tonight because he's getting ready for the open practice, but we could put I guess what's the name after tonight. Have a day off from the Phillies. They need that. They really need another day off because honestly, the last day off didn't help.
Right.
So,
well, going into
Thursday was our last day off. We were 1-5 since that off day. So hopefully, like we feel like as of late with these days off or long periods off, at least the last couple times haven't really benefited us.
Right.
So here's my thing now, right? We still get the I don't know if I want to have the number 1 seed in the playoffs at this point because if we're rested over a week, we're going to slump and choke. I'm really concerned about that. I don't want to have the number 1 seed.
Yeah, I agree.
You think the Phillies are trying to play like they said, Ochocinco play possum and try to blow to a number 1 seed and try not to have it because they know how it actually affects. I mean, I know it's a iffy topic, but what do you think about that, Shady?
I mean, I could see it. I think honestly, seeing how they came out of the All-Star break and in a slump, I kind of agree with you. I don't think they need a week off because it seems like a week off is going to affect them. And it seems like, and this is going to lead us into our next topic, but it seems like, for example, Harper, right? Harper coming out of the All-Star break looks absolutely terrible. He's 1 for, I believe, 26, 27. Can't hit for Jack. Just looks completely terrible. And I mean, just like, I don't understand and comprehend why, he's doing what he's doing. He could have easily won the game in the bottom of the 9th, but he ground into a double play because he takes the first pitch. And he just doesn't seem like he has plate discipline. They interviewed him after the game and they were like, what do you think about this? And he literally, all he said was, it is what it is. How can you say it is what it is when you've had multiple opportunities to win this game and you refuse to try to hit the small ball? Every time he's up to the plate, it seems like he's trying to hit the long ball and be the hero. We don't need that. Okay?
True.
We don't need that. You need to just hit the small ball, get a single, do something to advance the runners to tie up or win the game. Here's
my thing, to go off your point. I was watching when I got home because I left early from the game the other night. But yeah, last night we had bases loaded, 2 outs, right? Bryson Scott was up. The way that things were going in the infield for the Yankees, why didn't he just try to bunt it to try to win the game? It's you know what I'm saying? If he
I didn't watch the game much, but who was playing third base? Was it there's the Yankees was LeMay, right? Still,
yeah, but still.
You should at least bunt because LeMay's not a great third baseman. Try to bunt his way. He's not great.
And I know, Leon. I'll say this. If I know it was 2 outs, and I know sacrifice bunting is not big in the game anymore, but with 2 outs, extra innings, with your team struggling lately, you got to try. They at least should have tried to bunt even with 2 outs and try to bunt it down line.
Everyone's afraid of bunting now.
I think if they would have bunted, it could have caused something for the Yankees to lose that game. Honestly, at the end, I think if we would have bunted in one of those innings,
something. Yeah.
The way to infield, they were playing the infield in the extra innings on a few of those plays. That, in a way, we were playing small ball. We could have possibly made one more small ball play to win that game, and the Phillies got to figure themselves out. I'm telling you, August we got to play. We got a brutal schedule in August. We got a 10-game road trip to start August,
and the Braves.
Then we got the Braves 7 times. We got the Astros, who are hot lately, later in the month.
And they're coming
The
out of
only-
cut, man, too.
We got the
Astros are really
Marlins
going
for
good.
2 games. The Marlins, who are we split, but that's not really a gimme, so it's not really guaranteed we're going to take 2 against them. And then you got Washington, who we played pretty good. Washington pretty well this season. We're winning that season series. So we got to at least take 3 or 4
You guys
against
should
them
be able
somehow.
to beat the Marlins, but we should be able to sweep the Marlins easily.
2
The
games,
Marlins
it's only
sold
2
at the-
games.
The Marlins sold at the trade deadline. Like, who do they have that?
They have
That's
nothing.
good.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Y'all should be able to sweep them with no problem.
Traded Jazz Chisholm.
Angelo, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up?
I added you, but I didn't introduce you.
Stop, Ange.
Oh,
Well,
it's okay. Hello.
They have no one on there as their team.
They don't have anybody left.
Half that wild card team from last year is all gone, bro.
Yeah, so but going into the next topic, the one thing I want to talk about next, and again, I'll have you guys all chime in here. This is the 5th straight series loss. They have not won a series since they swept the Dodgers. It seems like all the magic that they had the past couple of months is just gone. It seems like they kind of used it all in that Dodgers series. Granted, the Dodgers were banged up. They had a lot of injuries. Like James said a couple minutes ago, we're going to play them again against or after the Mariners, and they have a couple guys back. I don't think they have Mookie back yet. I think he's still injured. So, but I said this before, and I forget who we played that we swept, and then when we play them again, they beat us. I'm trying to think, and I can't remember. But it just seems like the Dodgers, and I'm going to knock on wood, the Dodgers have every right to want to come out and have a vengeance against us. I mean, we embarrassed them in our stadium. They could do the same to us, especially with the way we're playing right now. I think us against the Mariners, I think it's a good matchup. I haven't really kept up with the Mariners lately. I don't know how well they're playing right now.
But that really don't – Shady, I don't think that really means anything because listen, we're due to beat an AL team. I mean, don't get me wrong. We are due to beat an AL team, but we're just struggling so much against AL teams. We've lost the series against the Red Sox, Orioles, Yankees, split the Blue Jays. We haven't played the Rays yet. Lost the series against the Twins. I mean, I'm remembering all this stuff because I follow Phillies baseball so much this year. We can't play good against the AL. I think and the A's. Can't forget the A's and the Guardians as well. You see, I went on a big rant of how many series losses the Phillies had against AL teams. It's not even
You guys
funny.
were struggling against the A's? Wow, that's crazy. I didn't realize you guys were against the A's. I've been watching a little bit lately, but
if you think about it, majority of our losses are against maybe a little over half of our losses. I think are majority of our losses are against the American
the AL.
League.
Yeah, I was just
So
you guys, majority
hopefully-
of losses all the AL teams.
I'm gonna if we can't beat Seattle this week, I'll be so glad to finally not have to play AL teams till the Astros, I believe. Yeah, it's that long. After Seattle, we don't play an AL team till end of August, which is a big relief for us because the only not good relief is we're playing the Braves 7 times, and the Braves we've kind of struggled against. We've only beat them twice out of like 6 times. So,
you guys, any NL East rivals very unpredictable. You guys never.
Yeah. That's the thing. We got to start. It would be huge, absolutely huge. And I know I said we're not going to have a good road trip, but it'd be huge if we actually have a 6-4, 7-3 road trip, and they actually prove me wrong on this road trip.
I think some of the guys, though, play a little bit better on the road. Like, for example, JT Realmuto. I think he plays better on the road. Like, his away stats versus his at-home stats are a little bit better. I think, when he's away, he likes to hit home runs a little bit more. So we'll definitely see what happens with that. But
Sorber plays good away too. I've been noticing.
Rojas does too.
yeah, there's a couple guys that play well when they're away. So, but Angelo, I know you haven't talked a lot. Did you want to add anything?
I was wondering, what are these losses all coming from? From the coaching or from the?
I think So I think it's from this. I think personally, gotta switch us around, James. I think it's from this. I think it's from when they DFA'd Witt, right?
Yeah.
I think it's from that. I think it's they're seeing that if you don't produce, there's a chance that they're going to let you go. Because I feel like
Mm-hmm.
Dave and John this season are trying to not necessarily go all in, but they really just want to win, especially with how close they've been the last 2 seasons. And I feel like Witt was one of those guys that even though he wasn't producing offensively, he was one of those guys in the clubhouse that brought a good atmosphere. And I feel like once he left, and I've noticed it since he left, their demeanor and how they've been acting is a lot different. And you know, I get that they want the vibes in the clubhouse. I get it, but at the same time, it's like you gotta get out of your head with this stuff. You just gotta win games. That's what you're here for. That's what we're paying, not us, but that's what you're being paid for. So I think that's what's contributing to the whole atmosphere. And personally, the one thing I don't agree with is when, like, for example, Trey Turner was asked, well, do you think you need a team meeting, just a team members only meeting, players only? He straight up said no, because that's not what we're about. That's not what we need. He said that's for, he basically said that's for losers in a sense. He didn't specifically say that, but the wording was like, no, because that's when your team is just not playing up to par and whatnot. I don't personally agree with that. I think at this point, tomorrow you have an off day, get together as a team, as the players, and talk about this. Especially with Harper's comment, that irritated me to God knows end. You know, him saying, "Oh, it is what it is." It's not like no, no.
Right.
What's the name? And it's crazy. How I love Bryce Harper and all, but it's crazy how I think these guys have lost it all of a sudden. They've lost it. I just hope this is they're just trying not to pack it in and try to say, oh let's just not win the championship again.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
I think I know we paid him $330 million. Don't get me wrong, and all, but you know, some of these, I mean, you can go to other pro sports like with Ben Simmons. Remember Ben Simmons? He would be he just came there to steal the money. Hopefully this is not what some of these guys on the team are just doing.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I'm glad that the slump is happening now.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that, you know, they can maybe get out of this. I get that, you know, teams go through slumps and it is what it is. So we'll see what happens. But looking at the comments here, Steve, we're already full for tonight, but next time we do a post-game show, hit me up and I can have you on. Or if you join the Discord, these are all people from Discord. I posted something in our Discord. So if you want to join next time, let me know. But going into our last topic, I'm going to wrap up the show. I'm gonna leave it with this. I'm gonna ask you guys this question, and I'm gonna leave the floor open for discussion for a few minutes. Do you guys think it's time to panic? I mean, like, they've lost 5 straight. They've had very winnable games. Lots of just errors, in my opinion. Look at like Austin Hayes tonight. Almost had 2 home runs, and the ball just did not carry. And just the past couple games, they've just had very minimal things that they can fix, whether it's pitching, batting, infield or outfield errors. Just I don't know if it's time to hit the panic button per se. I give it maybe one more series and see how that goes when they're going on the road trip, because maybe they'll do better when they're not in their own stadium and there's not the pressure of fans on them. But I think if you're going into this, and I'm going to knock on wood, if you go into this Mariners series and you lose the game opener again, then it's time to panic. What do you guys think?
Well,
I don't think it's time to panic. Look what happened. Look at what the Yankees, for example, were doing. You would have thought the Yankees were done. You would have thought the Yankees were like, all right, they suck again. And then they got Chisholm, and look, now they're doing better. But I think right now you guys need to do is maybe wait till see what Hayes does. Because like you said, Hayes has been coming clutch, you guys, man. I think you guys need just to wait for your the trades to settle in and get in. I think Hayes is going to be a big help boosting your lineup, or step up as a teammate in your team to deliver, because someone in that clubhouse needs to say something. It's
Yeah,
time.
I definitely agree. I think Hayes is going to be that guy that can hopefully step up. And before you give your opinion, I'm going to go down the line. So Dell, you just gave your insight. Mahomes, I'll go to you and ask you next. Do you think it's time to panic?
Yes. I think the Mets might take over.
Do you think the Mets will take over or the Braves?
The Mets. I'd rather have the Mets take over than the Braves.
I think both fan bases are annoying. I don't I don't know if the Phillies keep playing like they're playing, I can see somebody taking over. But so you think it is time to panic?
Yes, because of how bad we're doing.
Okay. All right. Angela, I'm gonna go to you. What do you think?
I mean, I've been panicking since they were losing real bad to the Yankees. I mean, yeah, it's time to panic. I mean, give it till August, till October.
Okay.
They're not really playing that good.
Okay.
Or
And then
maybe
James-
Austin Hayes is the biggest, like, boosting their lineup
Okay.
right now.
All right. And then James, finally I'm gonna pass it on to you, man. Do you think it's time to panic?
I would say so we're heading into August. We have a 7-game lead over the Braves. The Mets are not far behind the Braves. Is it time to panic? For the regular season, maybe a little bit. I do think the Phillies will win the division, but it will be by the slimmest of margins, maybe by 2 games. I think the Mets or Braves are going to get close to us. The Braves will get a little healthier, and I say by 2 or 3 games we win by the division by only. And I think for the postseason, if we play like this if we're like this in the postseason, then yeah, it might be time to panic when we get to Red October. But in regular season, I still think we're making the playoffs. We have 65 wins. We need to win at least 25 more games, and if we win the same amount of games as last year, then we should make the playoffs. But
Yeah, I definitely
I
agree.
don't think it's time. So my panic is sort of panic, not panic for regular season, but panic for playoffs. That's the only thing that's the only thing that really scares me is the postseason of us choking again in the playoffs. I'm in sort of panic mode, but not for regular season as much as the postseason now.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. I think, like I said earlier, I think it's good for them to go through a slump now and figure out things that they need to fix and patch those holes. Red October is kind of a different story. It's kind of, in a sense, playoffs are like a reset. Everybody's starting with the same record. Everybody's kind of in the same arena. It's kind of who's hot at the time will take over, and we'll see what happens. But that's really all I got for you guys tonight. Phillies unfortunately get swept by the Yankees. It's the first time they've gotten swept this season. They lose 7-6 against the Yankees. Tomorrow's an off day. For those of you going to the Eagles open practice tomorrow, I know personally I'm going. Dalt's going. I think James, you're going as well.
I'll probably be there closer to practice. I'll probably get there closer to the practice time because it's going to be a little hot out there. But yeah.
So for anybody going, have a good time, have fun. I think Dalt might be doing a meetup. Not 100% sure, so take that with a grain of salt. Join the Discord if you do want to meet up with Dalt or anybody from the 302 Birds shows. We'd love to see you and hang out.
Definitely.
Interview and talk. But again, that's all we have for you. Hopefully in the future we can do more of these kind of interactions and Discord talks. I'd love to bring more people on. I think this is a fun way to engage with the community and kind of get your guys' thoughts on what's going on with our teams. So if you're interested, make sure you join the Discord. I believe the link is in the YouTube bio, or I think it's in the links. So definitely join. I'll be posting on there for people to join. And yeah, so Everybody have a good night. Gentlemen, I appreciate you all for coming on.
No problem.
Anytime.
No
Yes,
problem.
thank you.
Appreciate you all joining, and we're going to go ahead and roll the outro. Again, like I say every night, don't let this loss get you down. Go out, party, have some fun, play some college football. Angela, I saw you had it on your screen.
I
So,
see Dalton, Nebraska. He's like 5-1 on that college game so far. I haven't played
Yeah,
it
I've
just
been-
yet. I don't have that game. I
I've
don't
been
play
watching.
video games like that, but I've
Yeah.
been following Dalton's Nebraska thing on the Birds podcast. I watched him maybe like a minute or two, and he was all going, oh. But yeah, anyway, yeah.
So definitely don't let this loss get you down. There's many other things that you can do with your time. So everybody have a good night. Roll that outro.
Nice.
The Vikings.
Swing and a drive. Left